Voyage, voyage, loin de l'ennui et le jour. Voyage, dans l'espace inouï de l'amour. Voyage, voyage, sur l'eau sacrée d'un fleuve indien. Voyage, et jamais ne reviens. Sur le Gange ou l'Amazone, chez les Blacks, chez les Sikhs, chez les Jaunes. Voyage, voyage, dans tout le royaume. Sur les dunes du Sahara, des îles Fidji au Fujiyama. Voyage, voyage, ne t'arrête pas. Au-dessus des barbelés, des cœurs bombardés, regarde l'océan. Voyage, voyage.
And it's a very warm welcome from Turkmenistan. I'm saying very warm because today I've been told it's been between 46 to 48 degrees. Very difficult. So I'm in the center of the Karakum Desert, in the middle, right in the middle of Turkmenistan. I've come here for one good reason. I've come here to see that crater right behind me. Back in 1971, the Russian was digging for gas in the desert around this area, and when they dig this one, it collapsed. And obviously there were a lot of gas everywhere, so they thought, okay, let's set it on fire, and well, it will burn for 2 or 3 days, and that will be it. Guess what? It has been burning for the last 47 years. Yeah, 47 years. And there is no, oh, it's very hot. There is no, they're not talking about to extinguish it right now. So yes, the crater of Dara, oh, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, it's been burning for 47 years, incredible. And I can tell you, it is extremely hot, not only with that fire, but in the desert. I think tonight I'm going to have a barbecue. What do you think? Good idea? Okay, I am arriving in Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan. Let me tell you a couple of things about Turkmenistan. First of all, it's about 4 million people living in Turkmenistan. The country is mostly desert, big desert actually. Temperature extremely hot at the moment. We're talking about 45, 48 degrees, very warm. The government of Turkmenistan is very strict, but somehow the people like the president. On a touristic point of view, it's not very good. Unless you prepare to pay big money and on tours, then you get a visa. Otherwise, for people like us, independent travelers, it is quite difficult. So you get a transit visa, like for 5 days. That's what I got. I got a transit visa for 5 days. But even though it's really randomly, you've got 50% chance to get one. I was lucky. I did an application in Kazakhstan, in Aktau. And my friend Rezmi from the consulate in Aktau was very helpful. So I was lucky, so I got the visa. Oh, like I said, 5 days. When you get to the border, they put a GPS tracker on your motorcycle,
so they know exactly where you are. You give them your entry, your border entry, and your exit entry. And then you cannot change it. You have to stay on the road that tell you to take. You cannot deviate at all, otherwise you are in a big trouble. I'm discovering that city as you are. Obviously I've never been here. It looks fabulous, as you can tell. It's strange because the road, like I've crossed Turkmenistan, which was about 500 kilometers, and the road at places was appalling, in very bad, in needs of bad repairs. And here you see a beautiful road in the capital, very nice. In Turkmenistan, we are not allowed to take photos of anything, or filming, by the way. So I'm taking a chance. We will see. Apparently there is a police everywhere, and as soon as you take your camera out, they tell you to put it away. So I will try to film as much as I can, and if I get turned off, I will switch it off or whatever. I should tell you about the money. It's called the manat. If you go to the bank and with your American dollars, they will give you 3 manat for $1. But if you change it at the black market in a street, you can get up to 20 manat for $1. So don't go to the bank. I'm careful. I'm not sure how the traffic works, but they seem to be very good drivers. They seem to be taking care. I mean, that's incredible. Such a big avenue, 2 or 3 cars on it, nothing else. Nobody around, as usual. And still nice gardens on the avenues. Yeah, it's been interesting. There must be some tourists here. Be interesting to see if people are taking photos. Oh yes, they are taking photos. Ah, surprising. So I might stop and take a photo. Oh yeah. Where are you from?
Netherlands. Good.
So you're doing a tour?
Yeah, we drive with the cars
Oh yeah.
from Amsterdam
Oh yeah.
to Beijing
Okay, to Beijing.
and back.
And back. Okay.
And you?
Yeah, I started from France. I went to Tajikistan, Afghanistan, etc. And now I'm going to Iran and Pakistan and India.
How long?
Yeah.
How long? How long?
Oh, 5 months.
5 months.
Five months. Yeah.
Great.
What is this? Just a monument, is it? Or?
Monument of Peace or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good morning. I'm about to leave Turkmenistan. I'm at the border now, crossing into Iran. And I have to say I'm very lucky to be here. 2 days ago, when I arrived at the capital, Ashgabat of Turkmenistan, when I checked to the hotel, as always, they ask you for the passport. So looking for your usual place, no passport there. Starting to panic. Start to look, because first of all, without the passport, I cannot even book a hotel or stay in a hotel. So I start to look through my bags. On top of that, when I had a jar of a can of Nutella was broken down in a bag. With 50 degrees temperature, you can imagine the mess in a bag. So I'm getting just about hysterical there. So no passport. Where could it be? The previous night, I had slept in a desert. So they stopped me from filming at the border. This is typical Turkmenistan. You can never take photo or film. They always stop you. The police stop you. So I've just crossed the border. So I am in Iran now. It took me about 4 hours to cross the border, but actually the road coming to this small village was magnificent. There is a mountain and it's a small road, and yeah, it's very nice. I will sit here next to some local. And I will finish my story. Yes, about losing my passport. I mean, if you lost your passport in New Zealand or in Europe or wherever, it will not be the end of the world. But to lose your passport in Turkmenistan, big problem. You remember I had only 5 transit days, so I only had two days to get out. Because if you don't have a passport, no question asked. You go in prison, and after that you try to somehow you have to get out. But how? There is no Australian embassy in Ashgabat where I was, and I'm not even sure if there is a French one. Anyway, so I would have been surprised if somebody had stolen it, because to steal my passport, I usually carry it on me, it'd be difficult. So I thought the last place I've used it was in a hotel when I crossed the border from Uzbekistan. And when you get to a hotel, every time they want your passport for papers. So I thought they probably kept it and I forgot to pick it up. It can happen. It never happened to me before, but it could have happened. So what I have to do is call that hotel. This is at the other end of the country, 500 kilometers away. But I have to find somebody that that speak English and that can explain to him what I need to do. Eventually I find someone. We find the number of the hotel, took ages, few hours, and he called them. And they did have my passport. That was the good news. But they gave my passport to the immigration. To the immigration. So without my passport, I could not leave Ashgabat. I could not ride my motorbike because if the police stopped me, they would ask me for my passport. No passport, direct in jail. I could not fly there because I could not make it. They would not let me through. Same with the bus. So I was stuck. I had to get my passport here. So I went to the immigration in Ashgabat, the capital. Find somebody that spoke English, explain my story, and I said, I've got 2 days still in the country. After that, I'm in big trouble, so I need my passport to exit. He said, well, it's going to take 3 or 4 days. If we post it from Algiers, it's going to take at least. I said, no. Tomorrow, I have to leave. Anyway, more phone call, blah, 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 blah. And eventually he said to me, listen, come back tomorrow at 12 o'clock and I will have your passport. Could not believe it. But I'll tell you what, the next day I went there, midday, he had my passport. So lucky. It could have been so much worse. It was a nightmare. I did not eat for about 24 hours. It's horrible thing to go through. So first time it happened to me. I'm always very careful, especially with the passport. It's still very hot. Okay. One more thing. I will probably make some people very jealous. Guess how much is the petrol in Turkmenistan or in Iran? With about not even $3 I can fill up my tank. In Europe, it cost me at least $25, if not more, to fill up my tank. In Iran or Turkmenistan, less than $3, $2.50. Incredible. All right, that's it from Turkmenistan. My next update will be Iran. I've been to Iran before, love it. It shouldn't be any problem. Bye.